Good morning, afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to share the real story of Dave Ramsey, a highly successful person who transformed his life from financial struggles to incredible success. Let's dive into how he did it. Before we dive into today's topic, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second and it helps me create more great content for you. Let's get started. The journey will take a few years, so if you're looking for a quick fix, you're in the wrong place. Achieving financial success isn't immediate, and there's no such thing as get rich quick. Now imagine you want to reach the top of a house. In Tennessee, we would use a ladder, and ladders have steps. They come with rules. If you climb a ladder and it starts moving, and you're above the 16th step, you have to come back down, steady the ladder, and try again. You must take each step slowly and carefully. Don't skip steps, because if you do, you'll end up in a bad situation, probably with a broken leg and your neighbor laughing at you. So, no skipping steps. You need to be willing to come back down and start over when needed. These ladder steps are what I call baby steps. You can't move to step 4 until you've completed step 1. There's a process, and it's important. If you're building a house, you don't start with the trim before laying the foundation. You start with the foundation, and then you build up from there. Baby step 1 is simple. Save $1,000 as your starter emergency fund. That's it, $1,000. This isn't your full emergency fund, just a starter. I want you to get $1,000 as quickly as possible. This is the easiest step because it's only $1,000 and you'll be able to achieve it fast. But it's also the hardest because this is where you make the decision. Am I really going to change my life? Am I ready to follow this process seriously, or will I just keep doing the same old thing? This is where you decide if you're truly committed to making a change. We all resist change. It's hard. But if you want to win in life, you need to embrace change because change is constant. Learn to save money. Start by saving that $1,000. It's the first step in building financial security, and it's crucial because people rarely save. Even in the richest country in the world, people are living paycheck to paycheck. So, change your mindset and start saving. Everyone talks about saving money, but very few actually do it. If you're not saving, you're just waiting for an emergency to happen. Over 78% of Americans will experience a major financial event in the next 10 years, so you need to be ready. It's coming, whether you're prepared or not. Save that $1,000 and don't let it be easy to access. Keep it out of sight, but within reach in case of an emergency. Financial success is 80% behavior and 20% knowledge. You have to change what you're doing to get different results. You can't keep repeating the same actions and expect different outcomes. That's the definition of insanity. Baby step 2 is the debt snowball. This is where you list your debts from smallest to largest. Pay the minimum on all debts, except the smallest one. Attack the smallest one with everything you've got. Once it's gone, take that payment and use it, along with any other extra money you can find, to attack the next smallest debt. As you continue paying off your debts, the snowball gets bigger, and soon you'll be crushing your debts one by one. By the time you reach your largest debt, except your mortgage, like a student loan or car payment, you'll be paying off much more than you ever thought possible. For many people, that's $1,500 to $2,000 a month. But once you start making those larger payments, the results will be astonishing. When it comes to paying off your debts, you'll notice that the smallest ones go away quickly. Whether it's your car loan or student loan, you'll see that those debts can be wiped out in just a few months. The idea is to pay off your debts from smallest to largest. Now, some of you might ask, but isn't it mathematically better to pay off the highest interest rate first? Yes, in terms of math, that would be correct. But if we were only doing math, we wouldn't have any credit card debt in the first place. This is about changing your behavior. Think of it like being on a diet. It's good to see some quick results in the beginning because it motivates you to keep going. If you don't see results, it feels like too much work and you'll give up. It's the same with finances. You need to see some wins early on to keep your motivation strong. Once you knock off that first debt, then the next one, and so on, you'll start feeling that momentum. You'll get more and more pumped up, and you'll realize, I can do this. Your belief grows, your hope increases, and that focus becomes more intense as you keep going. This is what leads to success. Over the years, I've been able to tell who's going to succeed just by the way people speak when they call in. I can hear it in their voice, the rhythm of their words, and the way they express themselves. I can tell if they've reached that point where they're ready to make a change. Les Brown, the great motivator, says people change their lives when they reach that moment of saying, I've had enough. That's the turning point. You can stumble into debt, but you can't stumble out of it. You need to reach that point where you're tired of working hard and seeing nothing to show for it. That's when you change your life. If you stick with the process, you'll get to a place where you have no payments except your house. You'll be in baby step 2. After 18 to 24 months, you'll feel pretty good. Now, the next goal is to build up your emergency fund. This isn't just the $1,000 starter fund. We're going to take that $1,000 and keep building it until you have 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses saved up. That's the goal. The emergency fund should be easily accessible, like in a money market account, where you can access it quickly if needed. For some of you, that could mean $10,000, $15,000, or even $20,000 just sitting there, ready for life's emergencies. It may seem boring, but it's essential. Remember, your emergency fund is not an investment, it's insurance. The difference? Investments make you money, but insurance protects you from financial losses. Your emergency fund isn't meant to make you money. Its purpose is to protect you, like insurance. Think of it this way. You buy insurance to protect your house, your health, and your life in case something happens to you. Insurance is an expense, but it's there to protect your assets. Now, your emergency fund is technically an asset in accounting terms, but you don't need to look at it that way. If it earns a little interest, great, but the goal isn't to grow your wealth with it. The emergency fund is there to protect your 401k and other savings. If you have to dip into your 401k because you don't have an emergency fund and the government takes a huge chunk of it in penalties and taxes, that's a costly mistake you don't want to make. When I was building wealth through real estate, I didn't have any money saved. Everything went back into the deals, and we had no liquidity, no cash, no wiggle room. That's one reason I lost everything, because I didn't have an emergency fund. This fund creates a buffer between you and what we call Murphy's Law. If something can go wrong, it will. Without an emergency fund, Murphy will move in with his cousins, broke, desperate, and stupid, and life will start to feel like a country song. You don't want to put your emergency fund in a certificate of deposit, CD, because if you cash it out early, they'll charge you penalties, and it's not easy to access. A simple money market account is a better choice, something like a mutual fund company where you can get access easily. You want that money to be there when life happens. I know some people say, Dave, this emergency fund idea is boring, but let me tell you, it's essential. Sure, it may only earn 3 to 4% interest, but that's not the point. The point is to protect you from life's emergencies. You may think you can do better, but that's where things get risky. You may get tempted to try bigger, more complex investments, but this is where you need to focus on security. And let me tell you something important, especially for those of you who are married or who want to be. The emergency fund can revolutionize your marriage. Women, by nature, are often more wired to be secure in these areas. When you put that emergency fund in place, your wife will relax. It'll make a huge difference in how she views you. It's not about weakness. It's about being smart with money. When you have that emergency fund, it'll change the way she looks at you. It's an investment in your marriage. Think of your emergency fund as turning a crisis into an inconvenience. If your transmission goes out and you have $15,000 saved up, you can say, "Ugh, the transmission went out," but it won't ruin your life. Without that emergency fund, you'll be in a panic, and that drama will affect everything. Once that emergency fund is in place, it's time for baby step 4. This is where things change. Instead of focusing all on savings, we invest 15% of your income into Roth IRAs and 401ks. This is where the magic happens. You're no longer chasing your money is now working for you. If you start investing just $100 a month from age 25 to age 65 in a decent growth stock mutual fund, you'll end up with $1,176,000 by the time you retire. That's the formula for becoming a millionaire. $100 a month is like your pizza money or cable bill. Imagine, just by setting that aside each month, you can be a millionaire. Now, with no debt except your house, you can start focusing on this long-term growth. The average household income is around $40,800 a year, which equals about $2,700 a month after taxes. Let's say you have a $700 house payment. That leaves you $2,000 a month for food, bills, and everything else. With no debt to pay off, you can start putting that money to work. Emergency fund. Having an emergency fund protects you from financial crises, turning potential disasters into minor inconveniences. The emergency fund should be kept in a liquid, easily accessible account, such as a money market account, to ensure you can access it in emergencies without penalties. Investing and wealth creation. The speaker emphasizes the power of investing early, highlighting tax-advantaged accounts like Roth IRAs and 401ks. With consistent contributions over time, even small amounts like $100 a month can grow into a significant nest egg. The tax-free growth in Roth IRAs and pre-tax benefits in 401ks are major factors in long-term wealth accumulation. The importance of starting early. The speaker uses a comparison between two individuals, Ben and Arthur, to illustrate the power of starting early with investments. Even though Arthur invests more money later, Ben, who started earlier, accumulates more wealth due to the compounding effect over time. The value of consistency. The key to growing wealth is consistency. Small, regular investments, such as $2,000 a year into growth stock mutual funds, can grow into millions over time due to the snowball effect of compounded returns. College savings. The speaker advises saving for college using tax-advantaged accounts like the Educational Savings Account, ESA, which allows contributions to grow tax-free and can significantly help cover college expenses. Reevaluating education costs. There is also a reflection on the cost of education. The speaker suggests that education is valuable only if the knowledge gained is applied in the marketplace. Graduating with debt can be a hindrance, and students should think carefully about the value of their education versus the cost. The importance of financial planning for families. For those with children, the speaker advises planning for their education early and saving for it in a way that avoids debt, while also making sure the child has the opportunity to learn practical skills. The message is clear. Taking control of your finances early, saving and investing smartly, can help create long-term wealth, avoid financial stress, and provide security for both yourself and your family. Paying off debt first, emphasizing the importance of eliminating all debt before making any other major financial decisions. Saving for retirement and emergencies, building an emergency fund and investing for retirement as key steps in securing financial stability. myths about mortgages, addressing common misconceptions such as the idea that having a mortgage is beneficial due to tax deductions or that borrowing to invest will always result in financial gain. Being debt-free. Ramsey advocates for avoiding debt, including home mortgages, and encourages paying off the house as quickly as possible. Living on a budget. His advice is to not spend beyond your means and to live within your income. The power of generosity. Giving back to others is emphasized as an important part of financial success and personal fulfillment. Mindset. A focus on personal development and continuous learning, particularly through reading books and seeking wise counsel. The advice highlights the importance of gaining control over one's finances and building wealth through disciplined, well-thought-out financial decisions, rather than relying on risky investments or loans. It's a call to take responsibility for your financial future and start making changes now for a better tomorrow. Before we wrap up, if you found this content helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. With just a click, you won't lose anything, but it will mean a lot to me and help me continue creating valuable content for you. Your support encourages me to work even harder and bring more fresh content your way. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.